Okay, excellent. All right, here we go. All right. So today, um, I want to bring attention to your breath. We do every yoga practice, right? We do a pranayama every practice, but I want to focus on it a little bit more because we don't think about our breath, right? All day long we breathe. I think I read somewhere it's 23,000 times a day. So, um, but we don't pay any attention to it. When we come to yoga, we do. We focus on our breath. When you meditate, you do. But our breath is so powerful, it can actually heal us. There are countless stories of people who in trauma or in physical and mental trauma have used their breath to focus on healing, to focus on it. And so it's really powerful. And think about it, in everyday life, athletes use their breath to pace themselves. Women in labor use their breath. People with anxiety use their breath. They're taught to use their breath. So it is not a secret, but we don't use it enough. So maybe we can think about that. Prana means life force. It's also sometimes energy. It's our inner energy, but without our breath, right? We have no life force. So it's life force. And yama is, that word means discipline or control. So pranayama is the control of our breath. So close your eyes, come inside, and focus on your breath. Begin to deepen your breath. Take a big inhale, filling up your lungs. And when you do, bring your hand to your belly and feel the inhale fill your hand up with breath, noticing that the breath has a shape in that part of your body. It has a power. And when you inhale, your hand moves toward your spine. Yeah. You exhale, you push into your hand, so you can actually feel your breath, feel it working. And then bring your hands to your ribs. Bring the middle finger to touch. And when you inhale, you'll feel your fingers move apart a little bit. When you exhale, they'll touch again, right? Inhale, your ribs widen. When you exhale, they come together. And feel the shape of your breath here at your ribs, at your diaphragm, your breathing muscle. And then bring your hands to the top of your sternum, your breastbone, right up here. And when you inhale, feel your hands lift, your whole chest rises. And when you exhale, your whole chest descends. Feel the shape of your breath here. It's in your hands. And you can feel the shape that it takes. And then keep one hand on your sternum, the other on your belly. And continue those deep breaths and long exhale. And notice how it feels kind of like a cascading motion, like waves on the ocean. And notice the varying shapes of your breath. Notice the power of your breath. And then come to your natural breath and place your hands on your thighs. So we're going to start with our warm-ups. So walk your right hand away. I'm not mirroring you. I'm on my right and you'll be on your right. Yeah. So bend your elbow. Left arm alongside left ear. Open up your heart and stretch those fingers. Oh, I keep wanting to say to the quilt, because that's what I did in this room when people were in here, but some of you won't know what I'm talking about. Inhale, and then exhale, bring your left hand forward of your right knee, and then parallel your arms forward of your knee. Straight arms, look forward. Inhale, exhale, bend and fold. Inhale, straight arms. Exhale, bend your elbows and fold. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and exhale. Slide your fingers towards your knee, left hand on right knee. Turn, nice twist to look over your right shoulder. As you inhale, feel the crown of your head reaching upward. When you exhale and you're empty of breath, see if you can twist a little bit more. When we look over our shoulder in our yoga poses, it is looking at the past. And then, of course, we turn right to center because we leave the past behind to come in to the present moment. Left hand goes out to the side, right arm alongside right ear, bend that elbow and stretch. Inhale deeply, exhale. Inhale, and then on your next exhale, place your right hand forward of your left knee, parallel arms. You're looking forward, your arms are straight. Inhale, and then bend your elbows and fold on your exhale. Inhale, straight arms. Exhale, bend and fold. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Look up with straight arms. Slide your fingers towards your knee. Twist to look over your left shoulder. Same thing here. You get taller on your inhale and twist a little bit more after your exhale. Inhale and then exhale, come back to center. Send your arms back behind you, Yoga Mudra, interlaced fingers behind you, your heart to the sky. Little baby back bend. Inhale, and then on an exhale, you're going to fold forward over your legs as far as you can comfortably come. It's early in class. Any amount is good. Your knuckles can be reaching straight back behind you. They can be resting on your hips, or you can reach them to the sky. Maybe, maybe not. Let your knuckles help you unfold. Lift you back up. Release your arms, shake out your arms, and then rotate your shoulders, roll them forward, up, back, and down, forward, up, back, and down, and then go the opposite way. Okay. So we're going to do some cats and dogs a little bit differently than we normally do. So we want to send our hands straight out in front of us. And you are going to start in a cat spine. So curl your spine behind you. Imagine that you're hanging on to something and you're curling behind you. But then what you're going to do is you're going to make a fist Bend your elbows, send them behind you for a dog spine, send your heart forward. Cat spine with your arms forward. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, let's work those arms. Exhale, inhale, exhale. Tight fists. In, exhale, inhale, and then come back to center. Okay, great. So we're going to do some work on our arms because we have a few poses in this class that's going to require some arm strength. Nothing that I know you can't handle, so not to worry. Okay, so let's come on to onto our knees and come right into a child's pose. You're going to send your arms straight out overhead. Your palms are on the mat. You're going to look between your hands. You're going to lift your hips, send your hips forward as you lengthen your legs behind you. This is a variation of up dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, and then on an exhale, send your hips back, but not all the way because we're going to come forward again. On an inhale, exhale, inhale, and pause here for a moment, feeling the curve, the slight curve in your back, feeling your arms pushing in to the mat. Your belly is, your ab muscles, your belly muscles are working here to keep you from sagging towards the mat. Inhale, and then exhale, send your hips to your heels. Slide your hands to your knees, come to stand on your knees. A mountain spine, even though it's from the knees, we still have a mountain spine. Mountain pose is probably the most important pose in all of yoga because almost every pose depends on it. Almost, there are a few that don't. Okay. Shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Let your arms fall gently by your side. Bring your right hand to your right hip, left arm alongside left ear. And we're going to do a twist, a stretch again. So what you're doing with your right hand is helping your right hip to move to the left as your arm moves to the right. We can't do this when we're seated. So a little bit longer side body stretch here from the knee all the way to your fingertips. Inhale back to center, both arms straight up. Bring your left hand to your hip. Inhale, exhale, a stretch to the left. Feel your right side body from your knee to your fingertips. And then bring both arms up to center and then let both arms fall gently by your side. Place your hands on your hips. Inhale, exhale, twist to the left, keeping your pelvis pointed forward. So you're twisting just from the waist. Come back to center. Inhale, exhale, opposite side. Inhale to center. Release your arms. Okay, good. All right. Okay, so we're going to come back onto our, well, we weren't on hands and knees. We're going to come onto our hands and knees. So remember, wrists under shoulders and knees under hips. Yeah. If you're having shoulder problems, wrist problems, wrist, you can step your hand up just a little bit forward of your shoulders. So let's begin our cats and dogs. So inhale, curl your spine towards the mat. You're looking forward. Your heart wants to come between your arms, your tailbone reaching up to the sky, your shoulder blades kissing. Exhale, arch your spine to the sky. Feel your shoulder blades spreading apart. Feel your tailbone reaching downward, pushing into the mat with your hands. On an inhale, dog. Now keep the motion going. Exhale, cat. Inhale, dog. Exhale, cat. At your own pace, slower, the better. Giving your spine a chance to reset from one curl to the other. And then when you're in from your next cat, come to your neutral spine, to your tabletop spine. Okay. And you're going to bring your right forearm down to the mat, your left forearm down to the mat, and check that your elbows are underneath your shoulders. You're still on your knees. And you're going to begin to slide your torso forward. Feel all your hips, your leg joints, your opening and closing just a little bit. And slide, think of a little train on a toy train on the train tracks. Yeah. Back and forth. And then come back to your centered spine, elbows under shoulders. And you're going to send your right leg back behind you on the ball of your right foot. And you're going to lift that leg up just a little bit. And you're going to do that sliding motion again. Slide your torso back with one leg lifted straight behind you. Then come back, shoulders over elbows. Bring your knee down. And we'll do that on the other side. Send your left leg back behind you. You're on the ball of your left foot. Lift it a little bit and slide. Slide as far back as you want, as far forward as your body allows you to go. And then come to your centered spine, bring your knee back down. Okay. So this time you're going to send your right leg back behind you. Yeah. So you're on the ball of your foot, and you're going to send your left leg back behind you for a forearm plank. Yeah. And maybe we can slide coming up onto our toes, sending our heels behind us, come onto our toes, heels behind us, come to center, bring your knees to the mat, child's pose. Come back up to hands and knees. Right. You're going to fan open to the left. So fan your left arm open to the left. And then you're going to thread it underneath or behind your right arm. Bring your head and shoulder down to the mat. So they move forward. You're basically on your shoulder and your head. You're going to send your right leg straight back behind you. You're on the ball of your right foot. You're going to lift it up just a little. You're going to rotate it so that the big toe side of your leg is facing the floor. And you're going to swing your leg so that it's opposite your knee. So it's just over to the side, out the long edge of your mat. And then maybe you'll lift your right arm. Bring your hand back down to the mat. Lift your leg, send it back where you found it. Bring your knee back down to the mat, push into the mat, and open up to that fan that you started with. Okay, let's do the other side. Fan open to the right. Exhale, thread the needle. Bring your head to the mat. Bring your shoulder to the mat. Send your left leg out behind you. Keep your left hand pressed into the mat. That's your support. It's your balance. Then lift your left foot just a little bit, rotate it, and you can just stop anywhere along the line. You can keep your foot down and just come pick up when we fan out of this. All right, so lift it, rotate your leg so that the big toe edge is facing the mat, and swing it opposite your knee. Lift your left arm, maybe not. Bring your hand down, lift your leg, bring it back where it was. Bring your knee down so that you can fan open to the right. Excellent. Bring your hips to your heels. Stretch your arms straight out in front of you. And you're going to rock your hips from side to side. Just rock them from side to side. Be careful if you have any knee issues here, right? All right, so come back up onto hands and knees. I'm just turning around here. Okay. All right. All right. I think I'm going to lose this blanket because it's getting in my way right now. Okay. All right. But I do like it under my knees, you know, it feels good, right? So send your right leg back behind you. Swivel your right foot on the mat. Fan open to the right. Now take a look to see that the arch of your right foot and your left toes are in line. Yeah. Send your right arm alongside your right ear and send your toes in the opposite direction for a big full side body stretch. Bring your toes back down, your foot back down if you had them lifted slightly. Bring your arm back up to that fan position. Send your shoulder over your wrist, lift your right leg for a knee down Ardha Chandrasana half moon pose. Maybe you want to go a little deeper. You can stay right here. You can bring your leg down. Or if it's up, you'll bend your knee, take your foot or ankle, and open up and open your heart up. Release it. Bring your knee down, bring your hand down, and we'll do the other side. Send your left leg back behind you. Swivel it on the mat. Fan open to the left. Check the alignment of your toes with the arch of your foot. Right. Send your arm alongside your ear. Send your toes away from you. Big, long side body stretch. And then bring your arm back up to fan position. Yeah. Shoulder over wrist, that's your support. Lift your leg. bring it down or keep it where it is, or bend it. Take your ankle or foot and open up. Release it. Bring your knee down, bring your hand down, bring your hips to your heels. Right. Okay, so a couple more things we're going to be doing on the floor before we come up to stand. So before we did forearm plank, and in some disciplines, this is just called plain old plank, but in yoga, we have forearm plank. So send your right leg back behind you. So you're on your forearms. Right leg goes back, left leg goes back. We're in our plank. Now you're going to send your left fingers to your right elbow. You can stay right here, or you can swivel your legs, your feet, and come to a forearm side plank. Hips are not touching the mat, they're high. Bring your hand down, bring your other hand down, your other arm down. Going to go in the other direction so you can see me better. Okay, plank, forearm plank. Left knees to right elbow. No, the other way, sorry. Right fingers to left elbow. Swivel to open to a side plank. And bring it all down. Come down on your belly. Pile your hands one on top of the other. Put your forehead on your hands like a pillow. And just relax a moment. This is Makarasana, the crocodile pose. So have your feet close together, your legs together, that's your tail. The shape of your head, that's your big jaw. You're going to lift your head. Place one hand at the corner of your mat and the other at the other corner of your mat. Walk them a little bit away. You're going to press into your hands, straighten your arms for a back bend. Bring your hands back down. Then move your arms so that your elbows are under your shoulders for a Sphinx pose. Now in Sphinx pose, your legs aren't, you don't have a tail, so they could be hip distance apart behind you. So now we're going to press our hands into the mat right where they are for a little bit deeper back bend as you straighten your arms. Inhale. Exhale, bring your elbows back down to the mat. Inhale, exhale, come all the way down onto your belly. Your forehead is maybe touching the mat or your nose. Slide your hands so that they're alongside your breasts. Your elbows close to your upper arms, close to your body. You're going to, on an inhale, just lift your head and your shoulders away from the mat for a baby cobra, Bhujangasana. Inhale, exhale, fold back down. So in baby cobra, you are not pushing into the mat. You're just going by the strength of your shoulders to push to lift your head and shoulders up to the mat. Let's do that again, baby cobra, on an inhale. And then let it go back down to the mat. Okay, so this time we're going to go to a full cobra, and in a full cobra, so before you do this, just listen to my words in that you will push in, keep your elbows close, your upper arms close. You will not come up to straight arms. I mean, there may be some people who would, who are extremely flexible, but you will keep your pubic bone on the mat. And to do that, your elbows will be slightly bent for most people, all right? So get into position. Now your legs are together, your cobra tail. On an inhale, you'll push into the mat and lift all the way up with slightly bent arms. Keep that pubic bone down. This is Bhujangasana, the cobra pose. Inhale and exhale, come back down. We're going to do that once more. On an inhale, come to your cobra, your king cobra, Raja Bhujangasana. Inhale, exhale, come all the way back down. Pile your hands, bring your forehead on its pillow and rest a moment. All right. All right, bring your hands under your shoulders this time. Turn under your toes. Lift, come onto your knees and come to downward facing dog. Downward facing dog. So you're going to bend, once you get your alignment, and your alignment is that your chest comes towards your thighs. So you're this big upside down V shape. Your heels are moving towards the mat. Your hands as if they were pushing the mat away. Your arms are rotated outwardly, so your crease of your elbow is coming towards the top of your head. Right. And now you're going to place one forearm down on the mat and another forearm down on the mat for a forearm down dog. Right. Then bring your knees to the mat and come up onto your knees. We're going to do that again. I'm just using this opportunity to turn around. All right. So make your way back to your down dog. You're going to come to a forearm down dog by placing one forearm down and then the other, elbows under shoulders. Bring your knees down, place your hands on the mat. Down dog. Okay, so now we're going to do a down dog push-up, all right? So in order to do this, you're in your down dog, get your alignment. Oh, we didn't walk our dog before. Let's do that now. The backs of your legs are probably plenty stretched out by now, right? Okay, so come to your dog. And you're going to stay in your dog, your heels moving towards the mat. You're going to bend your elbows out to the side, your head reaching for the mat. So on an inhale, bend your elbows. Exhale, come back up to straight arms. Inhale, exhale. Or you can do it the opposite way. You can do, it might be easier if you do an inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And that's it. 4 times is enough. Bring your knees to the mat and come to sit on your heels. Okay. Just to rest for a moment, take a breath. Good. And then make your way up to stand. Come to your mountain once you are standing. You know the drill. Head over heart, chin level with the earth. Whole spine, long straight line, centered. Your ankles, your feet are just pedestals. Your ankles are supporting you. Send your shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Bring your belly towards your spine to get even taller. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Once again, inhale and exhale. Okay. So we're going to do sun salutations, various sun salutations, and we're going to include in them, so that there are no surprises, a forearm dog, and then we're going to try the dolphin pose, which is a short dog, meaning feet are closer to your hands, and you do that sliding action. So you'll see. And if at any point you don't like it, you just come to your regular old down dog, you know? All right. So let's start in our mountain. Whoops. Okay, you can still hear me, right? Wave your hand. Okay, good, because I lost my earbuds, so all right, good. All right, here we go. Inhale, exhale. Inhale halfway to a flat back. Exhale, fold, bend your knees. Send your right leg back behind you. Low lunge. Make sure your low lunge is aligned so your 2 legs are in their own lane. Your knee is not past your ankle. You're going to place your left hand inside your left leg. You're going to swivel your right foot on the mat so your toes are pointing towards the long edge of your mat. Yeah. And you're going to fan open with your right arm. Now, we're going to go from this to directly to a Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. So you're going to push your feet into the mat, keep the shape of your arms, torso over hips, to come into your Warrior 2. Excellent, good. Right hand on right thigh. Left arm reaches up, palm facing outward for a peaceful warrior. Bring your forearm down to your left thigh. Bring your right arm alongside your right ear, a long, long line from your heel to your fingertips. Some of you may wish to straighten your left arm and reach for the floor, or not. You're going to swivel back, windmill back into a low lunge. So you're swiveling back to the front of your mat. You're going to place your hands on the mat and step back to downward facing dog. Okay, so here we go. You're going to place your right forearm on the mat, your left forearm on the mat for a forearm down dog. And then you're going to walk your feet closer to your hands to sharpen that V point, and then slide back and forth, or not. Slide like we did our little train on the tracks. Bring your knees to the mat. Come up to a table. And take a few breaths. Send your right leg back behind you. You're on the ball of your foot. You're going to lift it up, lengthen it. You're going to cross it over your left. You're going to look over your left shoulder for your right foot. I think that's right, yeah, your right foot. It's hard to tell which is left and which is right when they're all crisscrossed. Then bring your right knee to the mat. Slide your hands back towards your knees so that they're under your wrists. Bend your right knee. Take your foot and open your heart to the side. Okay, so you can come right back to a table from here, or you can release your leg. Send it straight out where it was, and then swing it around to the front of your mat. You'll turn under your left toes, coming in to a low lunge on the other side. You're going to step forward, Uttanasana, forward fold. Fly out and up and down the center line. Okay. Okay, other side. Aren't you glad we only have 2 sides and not 3 or 4? Yeah, okay. Inhale, exhale. Inhale halfway, exhale, fold, left leg goes back to, I'm going to do this on the other side, to a low lunge. Right, so get your alignment. And step your right hand inside your right leg. Swivel your left foot. Sole of the foot is on the mat, toes pointing to the long edge, and fan open, left arm going up to the sky. You can come up onto your fingertips. Maybe that will make it a little bit easier for you. As you come up into your warrior 2. Peaceful warrior. Parsva Konasana. You're going to windmill your hand back down to the mat, downward facing dog. Bring your left forearm down, your right forearm down for a forearm down dog. Then walk your feet closer to your arms and slide back and forth, maybe even a little closer, and slide back and forth, maybe not. Bring your knees to the mat, come to table. Send your left leg back behind you. You're on the ball of your foot. Lift that leg up, cross it over the right. Turn to look over your right shoulder for your left foot. Find it. Then bring your left knee down to the mat, slide your wrists under your shoulders, bend your knee, your right knee, take it with your hand, take hold of it, your foot, and twist open. Release your foot. Send it straight out, right where it was. Lift it, swing it to the front. Turn under your left toes. Oh, we forgot. Did we forget Arda? Oh, no, we didn't. Okay, good. All right, step forward, Uttanasana. Fly out and up and down the center line. Okay. Come to stand in your mountain and just rest for a moment. Pause. It's a lot of work, right? Just breathe. Allow your breath to do its magic. Fill your lungs to capacity, and then a very long exhale. When you exhale, you are triggering your parasympathetic nervous system to the rest and digest mode, to repair your body and allow it to relax. Another deep breath and another long, slow exhale. And you're going to do it a third time at your own pace. And then you're going to bring your chin to your chest, roll your shoulders down, and begin your journey back down on the mat. So your knees are bent deeply, and come onto the mat slowly, gently. Don't rush anywhere. And when you get down to the mat, you're going to come to Dandasana. Your toes are pointed to the sky. Your leg muscles are engaged. Your fingers are pointing forward. Your hands alongside your hips, your elbows reaching far behind you. You're going to lift your arms alongside your ears. You're going to inhale, and then on an exhale with a long, long spine, you're going to begin your journey down, hinging from your hip sockets all the way down as far as your body will allow. So any amount is good for Paschimottanasana, the Western stretch. Back of your body is the west. Look up at your feet, bring your hands down onto the mat. And then very slowly, very, very slowly, make your way down on to the mat. And when you are on your back, bring the soles of your feet to the mat. Bring your knees into your chest and hug them and roll from side to side. Place one hand on each knee. Come to center. And then send your knees away from you so your arms will straighten. On an exhale, bring your knees back to your chest. Inhale, send them away. Exhale them back. Pause here. And now make circles with your knees. You can have your hands on your knees making these circles, or you can release your hands. You'll make a wider circle without your hands. And then the next time your knees are at your chest, pause and go in the opposite direction. And then bring your knees back to your chest in stillness. Right. Place your feet on the mat, soles of your feet, and then open your knees wide out to the side, soles of your feet coming together. Bring your arms in a cactus shape for a reclining goddess. Inhale, and on an exhale, send your right arm and right leg over the opposite limb. Right? So you're closing a book. Inhale, open that book up. Exhale, close it from the other side, going to the right now. Inhale, come back on to center. And we're going to do that twice more. You'll do it at your own pace. So just notice how by doing this, you're kind of massaging your whole back body. So let's do that. So you'll close and pause for a minute for a breath. Inhale and open, exhale and close on the other side. So do that again at your own pace. And then when you're done, place your feet on the mat. Release your arms. Place your right ankle on your left thigh. Your right foot is flexed. Bring your, slide your left foot a little closer to you, to your hips. You're going to inhale, and then on an exhale, you're going to bring your left leg toward your chest and reach in between your arms and around, interlace your fingers to hold the back of your left thigh. Keep that right foot flexed. Use your right elbow to push your right knee away from you so that you are making like a straight pigeon, a pigeon leg, right? Roll a little from side to side. Some of you may wish to wrap your hands around your shins, and that might bring your leg a little closer to you. Your right leg, that's just optional. Wherever your hands are, you're going to lengthen your left leg, toes to the ceiling. And you're going to rotate your foot so that you give your little ankle a little bit of a release. So you're going to go in both directions with your rotation, and then you'll point and flex, point and flex, point and flex. And then you'll bend your left knee, place your foot on the mat, uncross your leg, and we'll do this on the other side. This pose, by the way, is recommended for a sciatica. All right. So what it does is it opens up the piriformis muscle. So bring your right leg into your chest, take your right thigh into your hands, push your knee away, flex your left foot. So as I was saying before I interrupted myself, that the piriformis muscle is like a vertical muscle in your hip area, and the sciatic nerve goes right through it and your hip. And so if it's not flexible enough, if that muscle gets tight, it's one of the ways it pinches, the sciatic nerve gets pinched. So rock a little from side to side. Then lengthen your right leg, toes to the sky. Rotate your foot both ways and point and flex. Bring your right foot back down to the mat, uncross. Lengthen one leg and then the other for Shavasana. You'll come into Shavasana your way. Make sure your legs are relaxed, your arms rotated so that your palms are reaching upward. Your two little lotus flowers. Allow your whole back body to surrender to gravity, just melt into the earth. Feel our deep connection with the earth. Om Namah Shivaya. I surrender to transformation and welcome the changes that will lead me to who I am. Take a deep breath, allowing your breath to begin to deepen, to reawaken your body. Roll your head from side to side. Send your arms overhead, your feet away from you for a deep, long, final stretch. Bring your knees into your chest and roll from side to side. Then bring them to center and roll over onto whichever side you prefer to come into a fetal position. And then make your way up to sit. Take your time. If you are staying for meditation, come to your comfortable seat. If you need to leave, thank you so much for being here. Namaste. So for meditation, if you're using a chair, make sure your feet are on the ground. If you're seated on your mat, just get your legs comfortable so that you can stay here for just about 10 minutes or so. In our meditation today, we will use pranayama to help us focus on different parts of our body to help bring new energy there, to do a little body scan. Remember, if a thought comes to mind during this meditation, that's okay. That's natural. Just acknowledge it and let it go. And come back to your breath. Come back mostly to your breath. Your eyes are closed and you're just noticing your breath. Don't change it in any way. And then allow your next inhale, deep inhale, to travel all the way up to the top of your head, to the crown of your head, to your spiritual connection, whatever spirit means to you, and feel that energizing of spirit throughout your body. On your next inhale, let your breath travel to your brain, regenerating every cell in your brain so you may think more clearly. Allow your next breath to travel to your eyes, to your third eye, right between your brows. As your breath lingers at your eyes, it does so you may see beyond what your eyes can show you. Feel your next breath as you breathe in through your nostrils. Feel your nose. Feel your breath traveling in your nose so that you may stimulate your sense of smell, so that you may enjoy all the fragrances of this earth. Let your next breath travel to your ears and hover there so that you may listen more attentively without judgment. Allow your next breath to settle at your mouth, your throat, so that you may speak your truth, so that you may say what you feel with kindness. Feel your next breath land on your neck. Breathe into your neck to ease the tension you hold there. Breathe into it. Allow your next breath to span across your shoulders, like it was massaging your shoulders to release your burdens. And let your next breath come to your heart center, allowing that breath to fuel your heart, to trigger every beat of your heart, to allow your heart to beat rhythmically, to pulse through your body. Breathe into your heart so that you may feel the compassion of your heart, so that you may send it out into the world, and so that you may practice compassion for yourself. Be compassionate to yourself. Let your next breath travel down your shoulders to your fingertips. Your arms are extensions of both your throat and your heart, so that you may express yourself better, and so that you may hold, hug, embrace more tightly. Feel your next breath in your belly. Feel your belly expand as you breathe. Take a deep breath. Feel it contract. Feel your belly moving. Feel the fire burning in this furnace, your courage, your willpower, stimulating it to allowing you to execute your fullness, to be who you mean to be, to act when you need to act. Let your next breath travel down, landing to your seat, your connection to the earth. Feel your foundation as you breathe downwardly, as you feel grounded. Let your next breath travel all the way down your legs, down your thighs, over your knees, your shins, your calves, your ankle, all the way to your toes, to give you greater mobility and to ground you even more firmly, these extensions of your seat. And so that you are empowered to take your next step on your life's journey with agility. Take another deep breath and let that breath go to any place you have identified as needing a little bit more help. Someplace that's tight, someplace that hurts, someplace that gives you trouble from time to time. Maybe it's your mind, maybe it is any place in your body. Breathe into that spot. Keep breathing into that one spot and release it. Breathe into it and release it. Allow it to soften. Allow your whole body to soften with every breath. To feel more relaxed. And at the same time, more energized, ready to move forward. Bring your hands to your heart and bow your head. Send a little love to yourself and compassion from your heart in bringing you here today, to taking this time, this hour for yourself. And thank you all so much for being with me today. Namaste.